So in other words, I messed up on that hard. So if you request your presence tonight and it seems urgent, you find her already waiting for you and clearly pondering something. It takes a few minutes of awkward silence before she speaks. I require your assistance, Koda. There's a matter of great importance that I need to ask you to resolve for me. You'll find what I'm about to say surprising, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important Anarch figure in NYC and arrange a meeting for us. Aren't meetings with Anarchs forbidden? Wait, I'm pretty sure we are not supposed to meet with Anarchs. We're at war, right? The prince does look unfavorably at those who meet with the Anarchs. That much is true. You'll find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarillah's policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. What we are forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret, as to not invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Torque. He is an influential member of the movement, and like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarillo. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. How do I know he'll even talk to me? He won't. Not yet, anyway. You need to start further down the chain and with the right story to spin. From my limited sources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to speak to Torque is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's a regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an Anarch hopeful, a fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque directly should you mention my name in the meeting. Yeah, that makes sense. If I open with, I'm with Camarilla, they might cut me off. We can reveal our hands once I have his attention. My thoughts exactly. After tonight, I suggest that we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I entrust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I get spared tonight. What I'm asking of you is just part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. Okay, I'll do my best. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the Leech Pit. Have Mia introduce you to Torque. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he proves too guarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. This stays between us. The way she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but her warm smile belies that impression. You want her to keep trusting you. You won't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently it's some kind of heavy metal bar with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. Interesting place. I'm gonna take a quick drink here. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrived in the middle of a concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. You recognize a phrase or two of the lyrics and realize that you know the song they're playing. A poster confirms your suspicion. It's a Life of Agony tribute band. They're not half bad. A group of a few dozen patrons are tightly packed together, and the smell of their sweat and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. It's with some difficulty that you turn to the task at hand. You've heard your share about the Anarchs and how they fit into kindred politics, but you only have your short encounter at Corona Park on which to base your actual opinion of the faction. That might have been just a horrible first impression, but you're keeping your guard up just in case. You take a walk around the club. There are a few side rooms and a spacious bar area. You listen in on conversations taking place with voices hoarse from shouting, walking in a particularly sloppy threesome in the bathroom, and eventually hit the dance floor for a better feel of the place. As the concert comes to an end, you witness one of the guests, a feisty-looking girl, get into a scuffle with a much larger drunk guy. She doesn't seem to appreciate him reaching around her waist, slapping him with an audible crack that sends him to the ground unconscious. Two bouncers break up the crowd and pick up the drunk to carry him outside, without so much as questioning the woman. You get an inkling that she might be who you were hoping to find. You approach her as she's about to leave. Yeah, the fuck do you want? She's still seething and bares her teeth for just a moment, but you've learned what to look for in Kindred. You're pretty sure she's one of you. I'm interested in learning a bit about anarchy. You wouldn't happen to have some first-hand experience, would you? Seriously? That's the best line you came up with? She doesn't smile, but she doesn't hit you either. Follow me behind the bar. She leads you through the bar to a back door that leads into a side room. Indie metal band posters are plastered on every wall, some of them 20 or more years old, judging from the tour dates. An old sticky table and some rickety chairs are the only pieces of furniture here. Sit down. Sure. You take a seat as the woman leans against one of the walls. The name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit here isn't a happy coincidence? I don't know you, so you're either new in New York or kept an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So, before we take these pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? I'm independent. I don't bow to anyone. Isn't that adorable? Listen, fledgling, you don't get to be this fresh in the game and not pick a side. Those Second Inquisition fucks are all too happy to pick on delusional kids like you. So are the cams. They offer you rewards aplenty for your servitude, but never actually deliver. Fortunately for you, there's another option. But before I get to that, let's get one thing out of the way. She leans in. If this is some clever ploy to oust me from my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me and the movement, I'll make sure that you don't enjoy undeath much longer. Got it? You can tell it's a purely rhetorical question. Right, here's the pitch. The Camarilla likes to think they're the vanilla option. What with Prince Bitch Panhard pretending that they were always in charge, but New York has never been a fully cammy city. They might have won the city in '99, but cams have had their asses handed to them many times over the years, and the movement has been here at least as long as they have. Hell, I moved to NYC before World War II. Now is a good while after I saw the Camarilla for what they are. A way to keep us all subservient and in line. The Ivory Tower will tell you they're the only safeguard for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. There's only one tradition we in the movement feel should be respected. The Masquerade, obviously. Everything else, ask the Prince and she'll tell you it's a logical continuation of the Masquerade. But really, it's just a way to keep the elders powerful and in control. She grimaces. But here's the thing. For all the talk of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the Masquerade. Community, yes, but authority? Not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes and power-drunk fledglings in check, but not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed or who to hunt down when they step on her toes. She takes a brief break from her indignant rants. That sounds too good to be true. Mia bares her teeth in a predatory smile. You better believe it. Sure, we still have to struggle with the urges of our kind, but it's safer and more fair. We're as free as our condition permits, but unlike Anarchs, we don't stand alone. The unbounded. Vampires who remain outside the larger kindred society of a given city, either by ignorance or choice, usually considered anarchs by members of the Camarilla. The most unbound have nothing to do with the movement. Interesting. Nominally, a guy by the name of Callahan has been overseeing the movement's agenda in NYC for the past few decades. Most follow his lead. You make it sound like it's most, but not you? Yeah, not me. If you're concerned about being well received in the city, you might need to go through Callahan. But if you're serious about the Anarch cause itself, he's not your guy. Callahan eats up fledglings like you and shits out self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now, not least due to the fact he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. At its most basic, Baron is a strong anarch who controls territory and wields authority over those living in it. One of the most common types of barons is a lick who has a city, neighborhood, or even just a building. The other common type is a baron who attempts to control an entire city on his own. A local strongman, he behaves suspiciously like a Camarilla prince. His position as Baron is mighty shaken now, not least due to the fact he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. So he's doing what any old fart in a position of power would do. He's doubling down. Negotiations are out, intimidation is in. Tightening ranks is a precaution against the Second Inquisition. She surprises you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust. If you spent some time with the Cams, that should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panhard, and our cronies are at this point. No, you need to contact Torque. And once you know it, it's your lucky night because I'm the lick to do it through. Torque? Huh? Why him? Because he's one of the good guys, or at least as good as we leeches can be. Torque is a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job of it. Callahan knows this, so he's giving him shit. Torque is taking it like a champ. He's smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. Makes you think back to how things used to be way back when. If the stories are to be believed, anyway. You want to meet him? I'm going to require a show of goodwill first. That's fair. What do you have in mind? She flashes you a mischievous half smile. I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask for me at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you and we'll take it from there. Now come on, I gotta go. She walks you out of the bar and you go to your separate ways. Seems like there's nothing more to do than return here later and see if Mia really can help you contact Torque. And it's getting a bit late, so I'm gonna end this recording here. And at least we made some progress in some nights, which is very good. And we'll pick up where we left off, where we'll be going talking to this reporter, and then we'll start trying to get one of these other two to join the coterie. Probably the blood magic vampire. I hope it goes a lot better than the Malkavian Hope. But this is really interesting. I always like doing more like hour and a half, 2 hour recording sessions going through this, because the story is always interesting and you meet interesting characters. I like it. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care and have a great day, and see you in the next one.